Well, step number 3 when it comes to building generous culture in the life of our church is simply put this way. You've got to take time to put the vision on display. And when I talk about the vision, I'm talking about the vision of generosity on display for your people to understand that this is important, that this is a part of who we want and who we desire to be. Why? It comes back to, again, to our proper concepts that we need to teach, that we have a give first God, so we want to be a give first people as well. And so here's kind of 5 steps or 5 ways to begin to think about how you can practically put the vision on display for your people. Now, again, this isn't an exhaustive list of items and ways like this is what you do, but this will help get you started in thinking on a regular basis and creating a regular rhythm of ways in which you can put the vision of generosity and the vision of generous living on display in your life of your church. First step, talk about why does our church exist? Explain the purpose behind who we are. I think oftentimes churches are really good at explaining what you do and even how you do it, but many times we forget why we exist. Why do we do the things that we do? What makes us different from those around us? And so give more focus on the why versus what we do and how we do it, and people will be inspired to that. And it's a good reminder of why generous living, why a generous culture matters when it comes to the church. So focus in on the why first. Second of all, clarity matters more than being clever. And so clearly just articulate the vision, articulate to people why generous living matters in order for our vision to actually be carried forward. And if you need to increase your giving by $2,000 a month, just simply explain to them, this is where we're at. This is where the vision is. Again, link it to vision, not need, and talk about we want to accomplish this. We believe that this is what God is calling us to do. However, we will not be able to accomplish X, Y, Z until we see our regular giving trends actually increase to this level. Would you help us get there? And so explain just in very clear terms and in very clear ways how they can actually go about doing that. And again, this is where it may be, we need X amount of people to give $10, increase their giving to $10 a month. We need a certain amount of people to be willing to give $25 a month. And you give people, again, the foundations and the tools to help them understand not only the vision from a compelling standpoint, but they need concrete aspects of the vision to understand what is expected of them in a way that go, well, I can do that. And again, clarity is better than clever when it comes to this. The third thing is you want to share stories of people giving, of changed lives, and the blessings that actually flow from that. If there's a new couple that's never actually been regular givers and then they become regular givers and they experience God's blessing in a new way, share that story. Allow them to challenge your people. Sometimes the best moments of inspiration aren't from the pastor's mouth, but are from people that are actually living it out for the very first time. And so figure out ways to create that platform to get those stories of changed lives and give the stories of where people begin to give, generously for the very first time. And again, every time there's changed life stories, celebrate it from the standpoint, guys, it's because of your generosity, your willingness to invest your time, to invest your talents, to invest your touch and your treasure that makes these things possible. So thank your church for being the generous church when they actually live that out. The third aspect is connect generosity to baptism. This is a wonderful, practical place in which you can do it. And I encourage you to do it every time you do a baptism. Explain to people, these people are where they're at because somebody along the road had the courage to spend time and to share the good news that Jesus is with them, to challenge them, not just to be a regular person that comes, but to give their whole life, their purpose, their value system to Christ. And guys, I just want to say thank you for being those type of people. If it wasn't for your generosity, again, you're generous with your time, relationships, and your finances, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing and lives wouldn't be changed at the level they're being changed. So thank your church and connect baptisms to generosity. And then lastly, it's about living a legacy. Ask people to give to the legacy. What is going to outlast them in the life of the church? And generosity is the thing that unleashes a true legacy. And the reality is, anything of great value is going to cost us something. And so, if we're wanting to build something that lasts far beyond us, that has an impact not only to our children's generation, but to our grandchildren's generation and beyond, it is going to cost us something now for that to be a reality in the future. And and then lead by example. Be willing to share with them, hey, this is what I'm willing to do. This is what I've asked our leadership team, and then ask them to join you. Would you join us in this journey? Would you join us in this endeavor? I can't wait to see what God is going to do on the other side of it. And so, step number 3, put the vision on display and help people understand generosity is part of the vision, and generous living is the thing that unleashes an incredible legacy.